me what my culture is, I didn't bring a flag, a traditional instrument, or a family heirloom. I brought a spatula. Food is the closest thing I have to a cultural standing. I didn't grow up with one set, clearly defined culture or a cultural moment that really defined me. I was born and raised in Sherman Oaks, California, which honestly feels less like one culture and more like a group project of everyone else's. Growing up in the Valley, most of the ways I experienced culture weren't through traditions or holidays, they were through food. Part of that starts with my family background, which is a little chaotic. My mom was adopted and never knew her biological roots. At some point as a kid, she came across her adoption papers and saw it said her dad was Italian, and just committed. Growing up, everything was, it's the Italian in us, that's the Italian way, we're loud because we're Italian. Pasta nights, olive oil everywhere. It was very convincing. Then, when she was about 50, she did a DNA test, found her birth parents, and it turns out not even 1% Italian. We're Norwegian. And her dad's side was one of the first families to settle in Arkansas. That was a fun identity update. My dad's side didn't really fill in the gaps either. He was born in England, his dad was in the British Army, and they moved constantly. He spent a lot of time in Germany, went to boarding school, and then was somewhat of a nomad through his late teens and 20s. He never really practiced one specific culture or had traditions that stuck. Between both sides, there wasn't one clear answer to this is where I was from. What was consistent was food. Growing up in Sherman Oaks, I was surrounded by people from different backgrounds, and I learned about culture mostly through sitting at other people's dinner tables. Two of my best friends are Polish, and some of my earliest experiences with food culture come from their families. Recipes passed down, dishes that meant something, food that showed love without needing to explain it. My mom loved to cook too. Even if our Italian identity turned out to be fictional, her curiosity wasn't. She was always trying new flavors, new dishes, new cuisines. We loved going out to eat. Not just to eat, but to experience the food. It wasn't just dinner, it was discovering something each time. As I got older, my mom moved away, and suddenly no one in my immediate circle really liked to cook. So instead of losing that connection, I took it upon myself. I started cooking, experimenting mostly, messing up recipes, trying again and again until I got it right. I realized that cooking became my way of reconnecting with the food cultures I grew up around. And that's what this spatula represents for me. It's how I bring people together and create my own food-inspired memories. It's an excuse to invite friends over, share stories, and recreate the dishes I grew up loving, and inventing new ones. Learning to cook has expanded my imagination, my skills, and honestly my social life. Even though I didn't grow up with one exact cultural moment that defined me, I've built my own experience through food, by sharing recipes, chatting around a table, and cooking for the people I love. In a way, that mix of flavors, backgrounds, and shared meals feels like the most accurate reflection of where I'm from and who I am. Thank you.